Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to Woody's Travels. Here we are here in Australia. We made it. But where in Australia are we right now? Because in the last vlog I was travelling out to Sydney. We're currently in Brisbane. So look at this for a view. Any of you cricket fans, you'll love this view out here because we've got a view of the Gabba, which is the, of course, famous cricket stadium here in Brisbane. So we've got that view right off the balcony there, and I'll shut that so the air conditioning keeps working. So here we are, and you might be wondering, what the heck's going on? Why are you in Brisbane? Where's all the Sydney content? I'll get on to that. But to start with, it is the 3rd of January, so done the New Year in Sydney, had a few days there, and now headed to Queensland for a few days to take a trip around. Going to see Brisbane, maybe a little mooch around this afternoon. And there's also the rooftop pool as well that we're going to head to in a little bit, which has got a great view of the Gabba as well, and also into downtown Brisbane. So yeah, we'll have a little look at that later as well, and then probably head out for a drink or something, maybe a bit of food into Brisbane later. And then for the next few days, we've got a few little trips planned going around some of the beaches around here, the different parts of, I think southern Queensland. It's like the kind of bottom part of Queensland. We're planning to head to the Gold Coast. We're also planning to head to Sunshine Coast, and we're also planning to do on the last day a trip to Australia Zoo. So what did I get up to in Sydney? So landed in Sydney on New Year's Eve, about 9 AM, something like that. Took a little bit of time to get through Sydney. Waiting for the bags was the longest bit. The e-gate process was fantastic. Like, I've never been to any other country overseas that actually lets you, particularly post-Brexit, that lets you as a British citizen use the passport on the e-gate thing. It's so easy, literally. You're just walking out of Sydney Airport. Say once you finally get you get off the plane, literally just stick the passport in, e-gate's open. Even with the fact you've got to have a visa and stuff like that, it just links the visa to your passport number. When you're applying for your Australian tourist visa, you just use your phone to do like an RFID scan on the chip, so that when you put your passport into the reader at the airport, the gate just does it like normal. So when I come back to the UK, it's like the exact same experience when I come back to the UK. So that was really, really cool to see that. And yeah, waited a bit for the bags, came off, and then went for a little explore of Sydney. So staying here with a few friends, staying in Sydney with a few friends who all live out here. So I've got one friend who's joined me on this trip as well, here in Brisbane, so you'll see a bit of him as well. He's joining the trip for the next 10 days or so as we go up the East Coast, and then we head our separate ways. I head for a different reunion with another friend from back in England over in Melbourne, and he heads back to Sydney before I'll head back to Sydney as well for the last few days. So got a great few days, a few weeks planned out in fact here in Australia, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you all. So on the first day in Sydney, like I said, got out there, got exploring a bit. We had a bit of a reunion, a catch up, and then we headed up to the Opera House as well. And New Year's Eve, we kind of underestimated just how hectic and chaotic it would be. So we eventually found some parking up in Sydney, and after a lot of walking, a lot of driving around, we headed up towards the Opera House. Realised it's all gated off. You need tickets. I mean, there's been people camped out there from like 10 AM, if not earlier, waiting to get the best spot. Because we saw the videos later on of the fireworks, and I've seen them every other year, and the Sydney ones always are some of the best. But we had different plans. We were going to a house party, which was amazing. Going there, it was a really fun way. Great to meet lots of people. There was a great mix of British people, Irish people, and also I managed to bring out some of my Spanish as well. My A-level Spanish came in handy. I had some good conversations with people as well from South America, a lot of Argentinians. The people in the house was a mix of Argentinians and Brits who were hosting the party. So there was people from South America, Spain, Europe, etc., UK, Ireland who were there. So it was a great mix. It was quite a long and heavy night, and then we headed out the next day on a boat. So again, for a friend of a friend, we headed out for a lovely little boat tour. We headed out for a lovely tour around some of the beaches. I think there was one called Milk Beach, Milk Bay, something like that. That was a lovely little area. We went and saw some of probably the most expensive real estate as well in all of Australia, and some amazing boats that were out there, a mixture of yachts and, you know, massive special sailing boats as well. There was some amazing things to see. We had a couple of hours out on the boat. I was so tired because I'd literally done only a few hours sleep off the back of the Vietnam flight and a few hours sleep off the back of going out the night before. So I just laid and chilled on the front of the boat. We had like sunbeds on the front of the boat. I chilled on there, and a few of the guys jumped in the water and swam to the beach. There's loads of little jellyfish as well in the water, which, you know, really, at first you see them. I've got memories of being in Miami a few years ago and a friend getting stung by a jellyfish, so I thought, oh, this is not going to end well. But they were just a small little jellyfish, no stingers on them, so they're completely harmless, which was always relieving to know, because again, in Australia, I think the big worry sometimes British people have is that you're going to come here and something's going to kill you. So on first glance, when your first impression with the sea is seeing jellyfish there, it can be a bit worrying, but no, it was all fine. So yeah, that was a really good day. We chilled, we've been out and about. Again, I've sort of captured some B-roll, but not sort of gone too heavy on the vlogging with that sort of stuff. I'll get some more Sydney stuff, that'll come later on when I go back to Sydney, so I'll have some more time, probably to myself, to go and explore the city a bit more and get really in depth with things. But I think, you know, a real special thing about this trip has been reuniting with some friends that I've not seen for a long time. I'm sure I'm not the only person in the UK who's experienced a lot of the friends leaving to go to Australia for a better life, and honestly I've only been here for a few days and I've only seen, you know, brief snippets of different parts, but you can already see why straight away. And if places like Melbourne and Perth, Adelaide, etc., anything like Sydney, and, you know, what we've briefly seen in Brisbane so far, then it's a complete different way of life. It's, yeah, you see exactly why people leave the UK and come here, and I'm sure I'll get a much better feel for that later on as well. I definitely wouldn't be opposed to living here myself as well. I've always enjoyed going to Southern California, and it's amazing how obviously there's differences like in every country, but in terms of the weather, the lifestyle, things like that, there's a lot of similarities with, you know, the sun, the beach, quite an active lifestyle that you see in Southern California as well. So first few days, Australia's left a fantastic impression on me. We went out for a lovely meal last night as well. I had a great meal in Sydney. My friend Richard, who I'm here with, it was at his restaurant that he works at, so a few of us went along there to see him. I had a lovely meal there as well. There was about 5 of us who went there. Had some really good food, some good wine as well. I really enjoyed it, and it did, after a few bottles of red between us, there was a couple of sore heads this morning as well. We got up, headed over to the airport in Sydney, and I got dropped off by one of our mates at the airport in Sydney, headed through, and I tell you what, I think it is genuinely because this is Friday the 3rd today. Obviously it's the first Friday, the end of the week, off the back of New Year's, so I'm guessing there's quite a lot of people heading home or whatnot, travelling. It's kind of one of them weekends like Thanksgiving weekend that's just very, very busy time of year for air travel. So it took us about 45 minutes to literally get from the back to the front of the bag drop queue. Once we got to the front of the queue, the actual process took no more than 30 seconds because we'd already printed out the bag tags, so it was like a 30-second process literally. They didn't even check our ID, it was literally just hand in the boarding card for the domestic flight, chuck the bag on, Bob's your uncle, done. Headed through, chilled in the lounge for a little bit. It was nothing special, the lounge that we were in the domestic terminal at Sydney Airport. And then, yeah, boarded the flight, and Virgin Australia, as slow and laborious as the checking in or the bag drop process was, the actual flight, probably one of the best short haul flights, domestic flights I've ever been on. Lovely plane, lots of leg room. Again, I'm 6'2", 6'3" myself and quite long legs, and I normally struggle on domestic flights or short haul European flights without having extra leg room. Plenty of space, which was really nice without paying any extra for it as well. And the service was really good on the flight. It's a nice, fresh, open, airy plane. It was a really nice plane. It was a 737-800, but it can't have been too old, or if it is older, then it's been well maintained or upkept because it was in really good nick. So yeah, and then we landed here in Brisbane, went to the car hire place. We've got a lovely Nissan Juke. Whilst we were waiting for the Airbnb to get finished up with the cleaning, we pulled into McDonald's, had my first try of a Macca's, so I had a few little bits there. It's so weird seeing a toastie on the menu at McDonald's, but honestly, a toastie on the menu at McDonald's, it slapped hard. It was really good. Bacon, cheese and barbecue sauce toasted. They do ham and cheese toasties, like grilled cheese, all sorts of things like that. And like the frozen Cokes as well, they're only $1, which is like 60p, 50p. That's one thing that's impressed me here, because people say Australia is really expensive, but actually when you get into it, it's not too bad, because obviously you consider that the Australian wages typically, obviously they'll get paid double because the dollar's about double for a British wage, but actually we've seen wages stagnate quite a bit in the UK, whereas wages here have continued to grow. So again, that's another reason why people come here. Better earning potential, better weather, things like that. So I was wondering, like, is it going to be expensive? And of course, you know, accommodation and things can be quite expensive in certain places, like any big cities. But the actual cost of food and things like that has been about the same, if not cheaper. And petrol, don't get me started on petrol. We get rinsed for petrol in the UK. If anyone knows about UK petrol or gas, if you're American, we get rinsed for it. I think more than half of the actual cost at the pump is tax that's paid on it. So I think the price here works out something like 80p a litre, 90p a litre. You compare that to the UK, I mean, I think we're currently running about £1.40 a litre, and in recent times it got as high as £1.70, £1.80 a litre, and £2 a litre for diesel. And diesel's even cheaper here, so diesel's like half the price of the UK, and petrol's about 30-40% cheaper, roughly. So yeah, obviously we're going to be filling up a few times, so I'll get a better feel for it when we're using the car over the next week or so, driving up the East Coast, as for how expensive the petrol is. It probably depends on our driving style, as well as to how heavy the right foot is and how much petrol gets used. But yeah, and then here we are. We eventually found the place. We had to do a bit of navigating around the car park, went downstairs, upstairs, found our allocated spot, and here we are in the Airbnb. So I'll take you for a little look around. Like I say, we've got the view of the Gabba just over there, and then if we come inside, we've got, this is a sofa bed, so we've got a sofa bed down here. This is the only place that's got a sofa bed. The rest of where we're staying, it's just got bedrooms, so don't have to worry about that. And then this is the main bedroom here, which has got then a lovely little walkway through with some wardrobes in here, and you can get into the bathroom through there, or you can come through and get into the bathroom here, and it's a nice enough bathroom in there, and a big open kitchen diner. So we'll probably do some breakfast or things here, because we're not that fussed about eating breakfast out. It'll probably be a coffee that we get out, and then again, we just did some washing in Sydney. I did all my Vietnam washing in Sydney for the first couple days in Sydney as well, so about a week's worth of washing's all been done. So I don't need to worry about that, but definitely later in the trip, if there's a place we're staying in that has got a washer dryer, we'll be using that, because it's important to keep on top of things, and also means that you don't have to come with hundreds of pairs of pants, because you can obviously just wash them and clean them, rather than bringing loads and loads of clothes. And yeah, the kitchen here. So yeah, going to call it a bit there, and then when I rejoin you, we're going to head up to the rooftop pool, which, like I say, has got a great view over the Gabba. It's a very similar view to what we've got, just the next floor up, because we're literally the highest floor with bedrooms on. So we'll share the view from there. Like I said, we're going to chill up there, and then later on we'll go into Brisbane. I'll give you guys a bit of a feel of what Brisbane's like in the downtown area, the metro area, and yeah, we'll grab some food and drink later, hopefully, and get a feel for what's available there as well. What sort of vibes going on in the city. You certainly find in some cities that there's different cuisines or things going on from different cultures and different people who've settled down in these cities. So we'll see what's going on here. And yeah, I look forward to taking you guys on a journey with me. So here we are, Brisbane. This is day one here of the Queensland tour, but definitely not day one in Australia. After you, son. Right guys, it might be a bit of a change of plan, because I don't know if you can see it there, I've taken a closer up video. It's absolutely bouncing it down. We're planning to head out into Brisbane to go around some bars, and we've got a few little spots we're planning to go see, but we're going to have a little bit of a rethink now, because I was literally like sat down and thinking, what's that sound? And all of a sudden we just heard this like tremendous sound, came outside, and the rain just was pure bouncing it down. So yeah, the Brisbane's not been too kind to us so far, because it's a little bit cloudy earlier by the pool, and here we are, and it's currently really, really heavy rain. So we'll wait and see if it subsides. We're still planning to go out and do something, but walking around and exploring the city on this Friday night might have taken a little bit of a backward step, because I mean, I was watching the rain come down from the street lights now, and it's really, really heavy. So Fingers crossed it goes away, but stay tuned, we'll see what happens. Right, I cannot speak right now. So as you can see, changed the t-shirt, ready to go out, and right behind it is raining, and it's raining even heavier than before. So I think we're still going to soldier on and still going to go out, but yeah, any hope of bar hopping in this is pretty much extinct. Any hope of mooching around the city again is probably extinct right now. So yeah, we'll see what happens from this point onwards. But as of right now, it's not looking too positive. I'm not sure if you can see the rain, but I'm sure you can definitely hear it. Evening.
Hi there. Oh, are we? Yeah, please.
Big Rich on the bone marrow and the sourdough, the carnivore diet, with the sourdough and some whippy butter as well, with a beautiful view of the harbour, or whatever you call it, the Central Business District. And then once again, absolutely out of nowhere, just starts banging it down, raining. What a view! What a view that is.
Can I just say, Chris hasn't got any of it when it was dry. He's owned the video in the rain. We've had a couple of hours where it's been dry. Just saying. Hey guys, and we're back. Welcome back to another Woody's Travels vlog.
Cheers, Rich. So we've smashed it down at Felons, lovely little spot down by the waterfront here in Brisbane. 100,000,000% recommend it. Even if it starts raining, get under the covers, keep on it. Lovely little place. Even if it gets really heavy, the rain blinds will come down. What's your thoughts, Rich?
No, it was a lovely view of the city. Actually quite affordable, like, wasn't actually as bad as Sydney prices. Obviously lots of attractive people there, bit of a hot spot. We're gonna do some exploring now, trying to find, and maybe one more pokey machine, one more drink.
You heard it there from the man himself, the main man in Sydney, the biggest expat going. It's a good spot. So yeah, if you're here in Brisbane, here at Felons, great spot for a drink, great views. Like I say, even if it starts peeing it down, you'll be sound. You can see here, guys, as well, just how lively Brisbane is on a Friday night. There's so many people out, there's so many bars, restaurants, so much to do. It's a very, very lively place here on a Friday night. There's just a lot going on here.
I feel like this might be a bad example. We have left the strip, technically. But we will find you some better content very soon.
Is that a promise?
Promise. Guys, I told you I'd find some popular spots. Brisbane is popping up. If you have a look around, this is the busy strip here. It goes all the way up there. Police everywhere, it's all kicking off. Told you, find some action. Told you.
And just like that, the first day up here in Queensland is complete. Had a nice little evening out in Brisbane. Despite a little bit of the rain, didn't hamper our spirits, still managed to get out and enjoy a nice evening in and around Brisbane. It's not like the busiest city, and the Uber driver on the way back was saying that like Friday night is a quieter night compared to Saturday night as well. And so we headed up towards like Chinatown towards the end. That's where we were at last little bit, and there's some like busier bits there. And the driver again was saying like that's probably the busiest part of Brisbane as well. So yeah, that is day one in the bank up here on this little East Coast road trip. Tomorrow we're heading up to the Sunshine Coast, so hopefully we'll see some sunshine as well, because it's been a bit cloudy today as well. Bit of a mix of sun, cloud and rain all day, so hopefully we see a good bit of Aussie sunshine on the Sunshine Coast. Thank you to everyone for watching. I look forward to you all joining us on the next vlog here on Woody's Travels. If you are new around here, please don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Every single subscribe counts so much. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. And if you've got any feedback, any comments at all, if you've been to Australia yourself, the East Coast, anything at all, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, see you soon.